What it do, homies? It's your boy, Dave, and I'm back today. Now, I've had Bill Burr on my mind lately. I was just at work and some of my coworkers was like, man, you listen to Bill Burr? I was like, man, of course I listen to Bill Burr, man. Come on, man. Come on. And we just start reminiscing on this one about, what was the Don't Hit a Woman one. And I think it was, what was it? Is it in New York or Chicago when he was, I forgot which one. But you guys know what I'm talking about. But here is a whole lot of his stuff that I haven't seen. So we're going to look at this one, right? The Best of Bill Burr. Now I'm pretty sure this is probably like a collectiveness of some of the stuff that I have seen. And it's probably going to be some that I haven't seen. But I'm excited. I really, really love Bill Burr. He just tell it as a T.I. is. And I'm ready for some laughs, right? We can all use some laughs. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started.
No, everything has just become fucking absolutes in the States. It's fucking nuts. Like that Colin Kaepernick guy, right? You knew when he was like protesting during the national anthem, no one was going to listen to what the fuck he had to say. No matter how much he explained it. He goes, I'm taking a knee during the national anthem. This is a protest about police brutality, the way people of color are treated. We'd like to open a dialogue. He got about halfway through that. People like, my brother's fighting in Iraq, you fucking piece of shit! And it's just like, buddy, nobody is saying your brother isn't in Iraq fighting. You're not listening. This is about police brutality. My brother's a firefighter. He watched 9/11 on television. No. Nobody's saying that your brother's not a firefighter. I got a bone spur in my heel. I can still stand up during the fucking song. Buddy, nobody is saying you can't see a fucking podiatrist.
Kind of reminds me, have you ever been in an argument with somebody, right? And then they try to completely shift the narrative away from whatever that you guys are talking about to kind of throw you off balance and shift things in their favorable direction. Now, I've never been in a situation that he is describing, but have any of you guys been in it where you just argue and then it just takes a sudden turn and you're just like, we're off topic?
All right? You're not listening. That's what it became. You ever try to get abs? You ever try to get all the abs and get that shit down here? You ever try to do it? It's fucking impossible. Past the age of 19, you can't do it without tons of help. You gotta buy all these exercise tapes. You gotta read about nutrition. You gotta get a personal trainer having you fucking running along. You need like your own chef, and he's like, okay, don't eat it yet. Don't eat it yet. All right, now, eat it. Start consuming it. All right, stop. Slow down, stop. Spit it out. Spit it out. I told you to stop. Get on the elliptical. Now you like that Brussels sprout? Did you like that Brussels sprout? Because now you're paying for it. It's a fucking miserable experience. Just walking around, your whole body's eating yourself. You know, you want some cake? No, just take a salad. Balsamic vinaigrette on the side, no croutons. Oh my God, when is the photo shoot? I want to kill myself. It's horrible. You ever try to get fat? No, you don't have to. It's effortless. You can fucking lay on your back, watching your favorite show, just shoveling shit down your throat. What are you doing? I'm getting fat. I'm getting fat. You got a trainer? Don't need one. It's natural. I just eat everything that makes my sugar salt go like, yeah, woo, yeah. Comes right in. Nice roll of fucking flab. I think.
You know, sometimes for some people it's hard to get fat, right? So myself, I have a high metabolism, so whatever I eat, I metabolize it very, very quickly. Like I can eat something, I eat it for a long time, and then I'll be hungry like in the next 30 minutes, right? So I would love. I mean, actually, since I'm a new father now, I'm actually starting to put on the pounds. But I wonder what that is. Is this just something about kids that just make you get fat? Get huge? What is it? You guys need to tell me because it's happening. So maybe this will be my chance to get fat. So, oh, and I think the most effective trainers will be those ones that's there to like kick the food out of your hands, like you see on those videos. You know, when people in there, you know, people in the training and they go to fast food restaurant, like right when they about to eat it, the trainer was like, "Boy, what you doing? What I tell you? I ain't tell you to eat all that." Kind of. Y'all ever seen that movie Pootie Tang? With his dad's always around with that belt. So, well, just imagine if something like that was around, like somebody around like that 24/7. Now that'd be hilarious. All kinds of people be losing weight with that type of discipline.
I didn't come from a family. I don't know about you guys. I didn't come from a touchy-feely call me when you get there. None of that shit. First time my mom hugged me, I think it was like once when I was little, and then when I moved out. That was it. And we only hugged because we knew we were supposed to. So we just tried to it was like 2 parking meters came to life. We almost bumped heads. It was horrific. Fucking horrific. You know, to this day, sometimes I drive down the street and I think about that hug, and it's just it's so awful. I have to shout the memory out of my head. I'll just be driving down the street, just be like, ah!
Get out!
Ah! Anybody else like that? You ever have to shout stuff out of your head? There's something about me, all my regret comes up when I'm in the shower. I don't know what it is. I think because I'm in the shower and I have time to think. And I'll just think of shit I did in 3rd grade.
Yep.
Where I just made an ass of myself, and I just will be in the shower just being like, ah! Ah! And my wife's always just like, is everything okay in there? And I'll just be like, yeah, just accidentally turn on the hot water. Turn it on too much. Every day? So, yeah. I actually asked my mother one time when I finally got out in the world and I saw how other families interacted. I finally asked her one day, I was like, how come we never did the hugging thing? You know what I mean? How come we didn't do that stuff? She's like, well, I wanted to hug you kids when you...
You know, he's 100% spot on about those type of things that you think about when you in the shower. Because sometimes when I'm in the shower, it's just the hot water. Everything's just so calm. You got nothing to do besides watch yourself and think. I often think way back to during a jazz festival kind of music that I used to play. I used to throw down on the saxophone, right? But I was so stiff. I would just sit there and I would just play. And sometimes I just think, man, what if I just went, did a whole knee slide and just did a little spin? Boy, I had this tight little Neo Matrix jackets on. Man, I was cold. I should have did way more on that. But he's right. You just start reflecting on stuff that you did since way back. And you don't even know why. You will never think about it again, but it always happens in the shower.
You were little, but I was afraid it was going to make you gay. And I was like, you were afraid? You were afraid? And then she goes, well, it was your father. That's what it was. Protecting him like I always do. He was afraid. He said, you don't know how to raise boys. And if you hug them, that's what's going to happen. So in a marriage, there's compromises. So yeah. So she basically never hugged us because my dad said if she did, it was going to make us gay. And I gotta tell you, that was a great thing that my dad did for me. Let me finish before you start blogging, okay?
Too late.
And I end up on a split screen on Good Morning Atlanta, you know? Comedy, can it go too far? Last night was a tabernacle. Sitting there next to some fucking Cheeto-eating blogger.
You know, people like Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr are saving comedy, right? Because they are just straight, unadulterated, raw, funny jokes, right? That especially you got a lot of people out here that take offense to these type of people, but I don't think they're winning. They just keep coming back and back and back. And this is what comedy needs to be. It just needs to be raw joke. When you're going to see a comedian or if you're going to watch it, you need to understand these are just jokes. Just relax and enjoy it. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm actually a big fan of inappropriate things. Me and my friends, we always do inappropriate stuff, usually within our close circle. I don't do much around everybody else, including my family. Just this closer, we just do inappropriate stuff. So comedians like Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle, you know, the more raw and more uncomfortable, right? And Ricky Gervais, that's how you pronounce his name, uncomfortable you can make your audience, the more I'm cracking up. I live for that type of humor all day long.
So, yeah, this is the deal. I'm going to defend my dad here because this is basically what happens when you have a kid. As far as I know, I don't have any kids, but as far as I would think, if you have a fucking kid, what do you want to do? You want to improve on your childhood, okay? You want to keep the shit that your parents did that worked, and then you want to get rid of the stuff that didn't work. So that was my dad, as fucked up as that was, that was his improvement on his childhood that he never talks about, the way a veteran doesn't talk about going to war, you know? So I figure if that was his improvement on his childhood just must have been something like, don't change his shitty diaper. Let him figure it out for himself. Get out in the rain, you shitty baby. Hey, let me handle this this lady, why are you still standing here, you shit toddler? So, he took it from that and knocked it down to, don't hug him, it's gonna make him gay, right?
So
And then maybe someday I have a kid, I'll whittle it down to like, hey, he's not taking drama class, all right? He's not taking drama class because I said so, lady! Let me handle it! I won't fix everything. Yeah, and that's not a homophobic thing either, that I wouldn't send my hypothetical son to drama class, okay? It isn't. I'd let my hypothetical daughter take a drama class, okay?
Hypothetical.
My son can't fucking do any of that shit unless I'm sending him to one of those fame high schools.
He has kids now,
where
right?
everybody's doing it. One of those creative schools. You go to the cafeteria, everybody's like, cottage cheese, what is it made of? Right? Like, then he can do all he wants. Then he can do all the fuck he wants.
All right. That was some funny stuff. Bill Burr always coming through. Always see. I need to go see him live, of course. I need to make sure. I need to see when he's gonna come down to the Midwestern area so your boy can go get some tickets. I'm gonna take my wife with me too, because we gonna go and we gonna have a good time listening to Bill Burr. All right. If you guys got more Bill Burr stuff that you would like me to react to, of course, leave it in the comments so I can check it out. I'll see if I haven't seen it before, because like I said, I've watched a lot of Bill Burr, and actually, you know, throughout this whole entire best of Bill Burr, I haven't seen any of those. So it must be a lot of stand-ups of his that I haven't seen. But if you have like little short segments like this, definitely recommend it to me, and I'll go ahead and check it out. All right, y'all, peace. Get out. See you later.